I believe we are live now, even though I see, yes, I think we are live. Excellent. Very good. So, welcome everyone. We are again at our weekly appointment with Maestro's Corner. My name is Domenico Boyagian, music director of Cleveland Opera Theater. Opera 101 is our daily appointment with you, audience of the world. And this is what we do on Fridays at 12:15. We just talk to many interesting people. We get to know their experience, and through them, I believe we get to learn about music just a little bit more. And today we have two very special people. They are friends, they are colleagues. Maestro Cesare Depaulis, benvenuto.
Thank you, Domenico. Ciao a tutti.
And the dramatic soprano Teresa Romano. Benvenuta, carissima.
Ciao a tutti.
Benvenuta. So you both are in Italy right now?
Yes, we currently are in Sanremo, which is my.
What a beautiful place.
It's a nice town on the Italian Riviera, and it's the town where I was born, so my town. And we're here. We're enjoying the sun right now.
I know you are.
And some seaside time too.
That's yes, you should. And actually, for not for Italians, because for Italians Sanremo is known for many different reasons, but at least around the world Sanremo is known for, I think, for two things.
Yes.
One is flowers, right? And
yes.
second is the Festival di Sanremo.
Of course, we still have a few important flower companies which work all over Europe, I think. And maybe not so many as in the past, but still some.
Yeah.
And of course, we have yes, because we are known internationally as the City of Flowers.
Yeah.
And yes, the festival is probably our main annual event.
Yeah.
Which is held in February, and we're known all through Europe because of that too. So for pop music, for Italian pop music, we're famous.
That's right.
Less for classical music.
Well, in fact, we have to explain that the festival it's of the Italian pop music.
It's pop music, yes.
It's not like theater or opera, but it's a festival of Italian pop music.
Yes, it was founded here in Sanremo in the 50s, at the beginning of the 50s.
Yeah.
And
Volare.
It was famous song Volare, which was made famous by, I think, Dean Martin, who was singing it in America. Was won the festival in I think 58, maybe I can't remember well, but in the 50s anyway. So, and many other famous songs came out from here. Yes,
that's right. And one day you and I are going to end up in Sanremo.
So, are going to do what?
We are going to go on that stage too. You and I.
Of course.
And your Teresa is actually going to sing it. So
yes,
that's perfect.
So my father-in-law, Teresa's father, keeps insisting that we should write a song and go sing it on the stage.
You are there. Right?
Yes, we're here. So
at least one, right? At least one.
Yeah, just one song.
Teresa, so I'm going to be we're gonna do a little bit of an exotic thing. So Teresa is going to speak to us in Italian, and I will translate for you all. Teresa, tu non sei di Sanremo. You are not from Sanremo. In fact, if an Italian person hears you speak, you have another accent. Tu hai un altro accento. Di dove sei, Teresa? You're not from Sanremo.
No, vicino Napoli, un piccolo paesino a sud di Napoli. Quindi
a
al sud.
near Naples. where, and you probably will understand this too, where some of the most beautiful food was ever created. Okay?
Yes, mozzarella di bufala.
Esatto.
Bravissimo, bravissimo.
Buffalo mozzarella.
Ho la pelle d'oca, solamente io sono poi da Bologna,
Esatto.
voglio pensare che è capitale del cibo, voglio pensare io.
So
I
you're-
would say that
you're-
Bologna perhaps is the capital of Italian food.
Ce la contendiamo.
Esatto, but Naples is pretty like
Yes,
you know,
first place.
insomma, facciamo lotta. We always have
Facciamo
to
lotta.
fight who's making better food. But la pizza non ve la tocca
È
nessuno.
nostra,
Pizza
esatto.
is that's where pizza is from. So
Esatto.
that's it. There's no argument there. Cesare, so you are a conductor. You studied in many different parts of the world, including Italy and actually here in Cleveland.
And including your company, where I had the opportunity of assisting you in 3 productions. So that's the best way to learn.
It is
for a
it is.
conductor.
Yeah, and we've always all of us conductors have to do it. It's the only way that you can learn anything as far as conducting.
Just making things. You have to make
exactly.
them.
Exactly. You know, school will reach only a certain point until a certain point, and then
Yes.
everything else is just you need to be thrown out there, pushed in the real world, and start doing things, right?
Yes.
So what productions did we do together?
So we started with Tosca.
Yeah.
I stepped in Tosca. Probably was already had already started because I wrote you, and you told me just join us, and we're running rehearsals right now. So I just stepped in. Mm-hmm. And then I got to play the canon. I remember. I got to play the canon
because we have to do those things too. Yeah.
Yes. And then we did the Prevens Streetcar Named Desire.
Yeah.
And that was quite an experience because it's something that you don't get to do every day.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get to do many tosses, many bohemes.
That's right.
But that opera, it's really rare. At least for I'm talking as an Italian because in Italy we don't do that.
Yeah.
All the Anglo-Saxon American repertoire is something which we don't know.
Yeah.
I have to say this.
Did you like studying it and
it was great. It was a great experience, and it was a great play. I remember I watched the movie to
have more
get into
maybe.
To get into the story.
Yeah.
The famous movie with Marlon Brando is great. I read some of the play, and the opera is really very similar to it. Not many changes. Plus you have the music, and it was good music. It was really good music.
Yeah. And did we do Nozze di Figaro also?
We did the Bohème. The last one was Bohème.
Oh, the last Bohème. Got it. So abbiamo fatto la Bohème, Puccini's Bohème. What an incredible piece.
Yes.
Which are, it's Teresa, you sang in so many places and you sang so many things. Hai cantato dappertutto, tantissimi ruoli. Give us maybe highlights of the prizes that you won and the roles and theaters that you sang in. Quindi quello che ci vuoi dire, dice highlights in italiano, Soccerola. Come si dice in italiano? Highlights. Eccoti.
Ho iniziato molto presto, facendo soprattutto concorsi. Tra i più belli che ricordo, sicuramente il Voci Verdiane, che ho vinto nel 2008, e che ha dato appunto i premi ai più grandi interpreti del repertorio verdiano e non solo. a partire anche da tuo papà, tra l'altro. E quindi poi il concorso in accademia, all'Accademia alla Scala nel 2005 mi ha cambiato la vita, perché da lì è partita la mia carriera, ero molto giovane. E
Fammi tradurre un pochino.
sì,
So she started very, very early, singing very early, and among the two important competitions that she took part in were Voci Verdiane, which means Giuseppe Verdi Voices, which is a very important, prestigious uh,
Voice competition.
voice competition. Thank you. In Italy, and she mentioned my dad. So my dad sang in there too, many years ago.
I think he won
like
that.
You, many years ago.
He won that competition. I think.
And he won it. That's right. That he won that competition. Because it was his only way to make money. It's just he says,
yeah.
I need money. I can only win, and I'm just going to do as many competitions as possible. But that's for another Maestro's Corner.
Accademia alla Scala.
The Accademia alla Scala, the La Scala in Milano Academy in 2005.
Sì.
2005. And she said that that's the competition that changed her life. In che modo ti ha cambiato la vita? In which way it changed your life?
L'ha cambiata perché è stata una vetrina internazionale pazzesca. A 20 anni io non avevo ancora cantato mai nessun ruolo in un teatro e mi sono ritrovata a debuttare per la prima volta in un ruolo principale sul più grande e importante palcoscenico, diciamo, storicamente al mondo, e quindi tutto il mondo guarda queste nuove leve, soprattutto negli anni in cui l'ho fatto io, era molto importante.
Yeah. So it changed her life in the sense that she didn't sing major roles, but all of a sudden, not only she's singing roles, but in probably, arguably, the biggest stage in the world as far as everything, size, visibility, importance, and that helped propel her into the business of opera, which we all know now it's not so easy to be a part of. It's so many moving parts. It's incredible. So, Maestro, we are in a very strange and tragic situation with this virus. China was the epicenter, and then Italy became the epicenter all of a sudden. And then now the US is the world epicenter of this virus. Europe is doing a lot better, and Italy is doing a lot better than it did. Because you had thousands of cases, now you have hundreds of cases. It's still dangerous, people are still careful, but I'm not sure if all theaters are open. I don't think that all theaters are open, right?
Yeah, I think many are still shut down, and many seasons got canceled. So, like summer seasons are not taking place. A few of them probably following all the restrictions and the new rules which the government set are putting up like concerts, but it's the difficult part is having masses on the stage and in the pits. That's the problem. So because you have to keep distances. So for example, you can have two musicians for a music stand. You got to have a music stand for every musician.
So violinists cannot share a stand.
No, you know, I went to a concert yesterday night, and I.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, because in Sanremo we were lucky because our mayor decided to reopen for the summer, so he set up a nice summer concert season. which we're part of actually. We're giving 2 concerts this summer in the town. So yesterday was the first opening, the opening concert. So I went, and I realized, and I hadn't thought of that the problem is when violin players have to turn the page because they don't have someone to do it for them. So they have to do it by themselves, which is, it seems a stupid thing, but it's actually a real problem with strings, because you actually miss the part when everybody's turning the page.
Yeah. So and for the people that don't know what we're talking about, usually one stand is shared with 2 violinists. So when you get to the end of the page, one keeps on playing and the other one turns the page.
Right.
Now the problem is if you have 1 stand per player, you get to the end of the page, everyone needs to turn page.
Right, and so you miss the part of the violin part. Nobody's playing.
Wow.
So it's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. It's one of the strange things that this pandemic has forced us to do.
So not only there's distance, not only you cannot have people conglomerate in the theater, but now the way we used to play is changed, at least for the time being. So that's another layer of difficulty, isn't it?
Yes, summer is an easier season for music because you can have concerts in the open air. So the summer season in Sanremo is in a beautiful villa with a park, and it's in the open air. So the weather is beautiful. It's warm in the night, so there's no problem. The real problem will come in autumn, in the fall, when we should be going back to the theaters, to the halls, but that's not going to happen probably. Not everywhere, at least.
As if the arts weren't struggling enough, we just have to add a few more layers.
Right. Layers of difficulty.
That's right. That's right. Dimmi.
Qualcuno in Italia, anche diciamo il Teatro alla Scala, alcuni teatri al chiuso hanno tentato quest'anno di fare qualche concerto per dare un segnale di riapertura, di ricominciare l'attività artistica, però ovviamente sì, ci sono alcune date diciamo che chiuderebbero la stagione che di fatto è rimasta monca, però sono sotto monitoraggio. Per i cantanti forse è ancora più problematico che per i musicisti, perché ovviamente the droplets sono quello che noi emettiamo quando cantiamo più dei
So there have been a few theaters that as probably the bigger ones, I think, that have opened up to concerts, that have produced concerts, also to give some sort of signal that hey, we are still here, and we will. The arts music is continuing. I guess the biggest problem, as she said, presents itself when you have singers on stage because of this whole droplets, aerosol situation, which singers, obviously, by the nature of the instrument, keep on projecting, you know. Teresa, che avevi ruoli da fare, avevi cose da fare, che impatto ha avuto il Covid sulla tua carriera da marzo fino a questa parte? What kind of impact did the pandemic have on your career starting in March until today? Any cancellations?
Beh sì, intanto diciamo, la cosa più importante era quest'anno il debutto in un ruolo mezzosopranile, perché tra l'anno scorso e quest'anno io da soprano drammatico ho abbordato alcuni ruoli da mezzosoprano, e quest'anno avevo cantare Amneris all'Arena di Verona, e la stagione è stata tutta quanta traslata all'anno prossimo, quindi di sicuro...
Scusa se ogni tanto ti interrompo,
Vai.
solamente per fare un pochino
Sì.
di traduzione. So one of the major things was her debut in a new role for her, in a new voice type, because she was going to debut in Amneris in Arena di Verona, Amneris from Aida, Giuseppe Verdi's Aida, and that's a mezzo soprano role. Even though she started as a soprano, she's doing this transition into this new voice type.
Sì, e quindi per me è stato abbastanza importante, perché tutti i progetti che erano diciamo, previsti per questa stagione, per me molto importanti anche perché rappresentavano questo debutto in Italia come mezzo soprano, sono stati tutti quanti spostati all'anno prossimo.
And all these projects that were important for her because of this change of voice, and especially it's a big change in her own country, in Italy, in a very important theater like Arena di Verona, and other projects, everything had to be canceled. And of course, you are not getting paid now that you don't sing, right? Non vieni.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
Just a little money from the government, a little.
Yeah. Abbiamo avuto appunto queste indennità per tutti gli artisti con determinate caratteristiche, quindi non tutti li hanno avuti, e c'è da dire che molti, anche tra le fasce più problematiche, che sono i giovanissimi artisti che ancora non hanno appunto raggiunto fatturati che sono stati contemplati da queste misure del governo, sono quelli che effettivamente hanno avuto più problemi. Quindi in realtà la situazione non è molto serena, ecco, per tutti gli artisti italiani e del mondo.
The government put aside some funds and distributed it to artists. Probably it wasn't a lot, but it was a little something. And she said that the La Fascia, the category of musicians most impacted by this is young artists who don't yet have the enough of a salary in the past to have probably saved some money and being able to live adequately financially throughout this period. Sì, è un bel disastro. It's
quite a disaster.
E c'è da aggiungere che comunque i teatri che meglio ancora lo sanno negli Stati Uniti, che si rifanno al botteghino, quindi all'audience, avendo il pubblico ridotto di molto, perché sappiamo in Italia hanno concesso massimo 1000 spettatori all'aperto, massimo 200 al chiuso, questo rappresenta una grande restrizione. Immaginiamo che questa crisi per noi dell'arte si protrarrà anche dopo il Covid, cioè avremo questa situazione un po' spalmata almeno per un paio d'anni, perché i teatri non avranno gli stessi, avranno avuto un buco economico importante.
Yeah, and considering what she's saying is, considering that the margin is very little as far as what theaters are making, if we don't have the audience, then we can't afford to stay open, because in Italy there's a limit of 1,000 people outside and 200 people inside. But at the same time, the margin is very tiny, which reminds me of the situation that restaurants are in. You know, it is okay if you want to open like at 50%. The problem is if a restaurant operates with a 10% margin and you only have 50% capacity because you can't hold any more, it's tragic.
You're making 50% money, basically.
Yeah, it's math, you know.
Of course.
You cannot escape math. So,
però Però questo ha anche permesso, speriamo, che il lockdown che abbiamo avuto e i dati che si stanno avendo adesso con questa apertura di concerti estivi pare che siano molto confortanti, perché le misure di distanziamento e di protezione anche nei concerti all'aperto permettono di poterli eseguire.
And what she's saying, and I totally agree, because of the lockdown that happened in Italy, which was probably not probably, definitely very hard on everybody on so many levels. But is giving the country now the opportunity to open safely, still with safety measures, but at least you can have gatherings of 1,000 people, and those 1,000 people with their presence can actually help the economy by being out there, spending money with vendors, paying money for tickets. And this is just for the arts, because those 1,000 people then are going to go do other activities.
Of course.
È come una cosa tira l'altra.
Sì.
So, can we talk about Rossini just a little bit? Just a little bit. Gioacchino Rossini is our month. Cleveland Opera Theater, we celebrate an important operatic composer. Last month was Il Grande Giuseppe Verdi. That's how we started, in style. More style than that, I don't know, people. And this month is Gioacchino Rossini. We were discussing before starting this live interview what we all have done as far as performances are concerned, and I just wanted to find out a little bit more from you, not just what you have done, but how do you see? Why don't we talk about that? How do you see Rossini in the operatic landscape? What is making him so important? Because it's deceivingly simple music, even though beyond the surface is very complicated. Maestro.
So what I can say, I can talk about my experience or a project that involved Rossini's music to explain, to answer your question. Mm-hmm. So to explain why this music is so easy, so simple, but still has a strong impact on the public. So what we were doing as an association, because I have to say that when I came back to Sanremo from the United States, I founded an association, a music association, to organize opera concerts and opera performances.
Good for you.
So one of the projects we were bringing out, is that correct? Before the shutdown, before everything was stopped, was Rossini, Barbieri Siviglia with kids. So I was working. I put up a kid choir. Okay, so from I think 3rd grade to 8th grade.
Okay.
More or less. Yeah. 8 years to 13, 14.
Yeah.
So and they are students at a sort of music, not a music school, like it's a middle school with music. Let's say this. So they all study. They're all musicians, or at least they know what it is. We also have to say that in Italy, music it's rare in schools, or anyway, the children don't get to study music, study instrument. Sorry?
Maybe they don't get to study music the way they used to in the past.
Yes,
we still have a little music education, right?
Yes, there is, but many in most of the times is a private education. Like if you want to study an instrument, you go privately. Okay, you don't get to do it in school. In this school, in this middle school, they play an instrument in the school, which is a great thing. It's the only school in this town, in San Remo. So that was like, they were the best people to make an opera with.
Yeah.
Okay, so in October, last November, we put up this choir, and I started to teach them like a sort of reduction of Barbiere di Siviglia boiled out to its main pieces, you know, the famous pieces. And also we had to make the show, you know, you had to sort of convert the story into something that kids could understand, and they could live something closer to them. And here we come to Rossini's music. Rossini's music is great for this because it's contemporary.
Yeah,
it's a sensibility. It's contemporary, so it's easy for kids to get into it and to transpose it to their own experience, to what they know. And that was a great project until we had to stop it. So we were half the way through, and we stopped.
Oh, you stopped it because of the pandemic?
Yes, we couldn't. We had our date was June 8th for the show, but we didn't do it, and so the other great thing is that we were going to do it with also a kid orchestra. It was all kids. I was the only adult. So everybody, it was a great thing, but we never got to the orchestra rehearsals. Because I was preparing the music. I was making the arrangements, the reorchestrations for the kid orchestra.
I see.
And but it didn't go through.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm getting from your story is, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that Rossini's music is simple, in quote, to listen to the untrained ear. So the untrained ear has a very easy time listening to his music, but at the same time, the trained ear can actually notice and make a lot more of Rossini's music. So you have different layers. It's not all easy, it's not all complicated, but it depends what kind of lens or what kind of eyeglasses you put.
Of course.
And you can see more or less depending on your...
Yes.
So in other words, you don't have to be a trained musician to enjoy Gioacchino Rossini.
Yeah, but I think this is true for Brahms as well. I'm just talking about Brahms because it's one of my top musicians, but it's every great genius has this multiple layer of listening. You can you appreciate it if you are like a music illiterate. You don't have to be to know what's going on. You just, it's the impact of the music, of the message that the musician is giving you, is bringing on. And also and then at the same way, if you're a musician and you know what's going on, what's going on inside, you better appreciate the construction. Exactly. That's why I'm talking about Brahms, because he has great melody and also great construction. You know, great aesthetic and great architecture.
Yeah,
if you want.
exactly.
And Verdi is the same. Verdi is the same.
Yeah.
Is a great architect of music, and Schumann as well, and Puccini also differently. But
why did they last so long? Well, all well constructed built buildings will last in time. Why? Because the architecture and the engineering were impressive and they were excellent. So they just stand.
And right, and music has a lot to do with architecture and with constructing buildings.
Yeah, exactly. Teresa, la tua parlaci o della tua esperienza con Rossini o di quello che l'impatto che il bel canto può dare al pubblico, la differenza secondo te tra il bel canto e il romanticismo il verismo romanticismo di Puccini. So tell us what kind of impact does Rossini's bel canto have on people, and perhaps what's the difference between the bel canto and the verismo that Puccini has? Two very different composers.
Sì, lo divido in più parti, così perché è più semplice tradurlo. Io allora, adoro tantissimo Rossini, l'ho studiato, lo amo da ascoltatrice e diciamo, musicista. Purtroppo non penso di avere una vocalità adatta al repertorio rossiniano, anche se ho avuto l'occasione, per fortuna, di cantare la Petite Messe solennelle molte volte e la sua opera farsa musicale che è il Viaggio a Rennes.
So quindi she did she loves Rossini's music very much, but unfortunately she didn't have because of her her voice type, it's a dramatic soprano. She hasn't been exposed to many roles, even though she was able to sing La Petite Messe solennelle and cos'era
Viaggio a Rennes. Viaggio a Rennes.
Viaggio, esatto. But she enjoys his music very much. Prego.
Esatto. Però Rossini rappresenta il caposaldo del bel canto insieme a Bellini e Donizetti, e non esisterebbe la tecnica vocale ottocentesca e pucciniana se non fosse esistita la scrittura di Rossini e quindi del bel canto. In realtà, sì, il bel canto... Vai, prego.
So,
Sì.
Rossini being the most important come si dice caposaldo in inglese?
Fondamento.
Most important composer, yeah, as far as bel canto is concerned. But and a very important point that she's making is without Rossini, there wouldn't be today's vocal technique, a vocal technique that changed in the 1800s thanks to bel canto and Rossini.
E in più per ogni studente approcciarsi a Rossini dà un fondamento alla propria tecnica molto importante. Tanto è vero che io, pur sapendo che mai avrei cantato Rossini da specialista, nei miei primi anni non ho esitato un attimo ad accettare di cantare Viaggio a Reims in scala, tra l'altro in una bellissima produzione storica, di cui il regista era Ronconi, e direttore Ottavio Dantone, e la Petite Messe solennelle. Ho imparato tantissimo, e tanto di ciò che si impara nel bel canto con Rossini lo si ritrova anche in Puccini e anche oltre, perché per la tecnica ottocentesca italiana tutto dovrebbe essere bel canto, poi gli stili cambiano, ma il bel canto è il fondamento di tutti i compositori.
Yeah, so it's a good thing that she studied Rossini, because she's able to use the vocal technique from bel canto and use it singing other roles from other composers like Puccini. So
Esatto.
she's very glad that she has that vocal foundation that bel canto is able to provide.
Sì.
Ovviamente la conosciamo la differenza tra Rossini and Puccini. So we all basically know what the difference is between Rossini and Puccini. What is it that we don't know? Qual è una differenza che non tutti possono sapere? C'è senso sta domanda?
Sì, no, ha senso.
What's the difference that not everybody knows?
Sì, e mi viene in mente l'unica volta in cui ho incontrato per un'audizione che avevo fatto il grande Zedda, che mi spiegò, sentendo questa voce importante che si spendeva molto drammaticamente, e mi disse che in Rossini l'espressività stava nella correttezza e fluidità delle fioriture, di tutte le agilità e della netta differenza dei colori scritti in dinamica. Altra cosa era già l'esecuzione degli abbellimenti da Bellini in poi, dove c'era una partecipazione emotiva man mano maggiore da parte dell'interprete, mentre invece in Rossini l'esecuzione pulita e cristallina delle fioriture erano già esse stesse espressività.
Quindi la differenza è che non puoi immaginare un Puccini fatto in quel modo lì.
E non puoi immaginare un Rossini
fatto come Puccini.
Esatto, con delle agilità partecipate emotivamente da parte del...
This is very beautiful, and I'm glad we are talking about this. So, since you two are an item and love each other very much, because I didn't tell our audience, but they are partners in life, not just colleagues, but partners in life. Cesare, you know of her meeting with Zedda and what he told her. So why don't you translate this whole thing that she said? Because
okay.
I want it to be very, very clear. And
okay.
If there's this language things, I can help you out. But
she went out to an audition for what? For
Semiramide.
For Semiramide.
Yeah.
And Alberto Zedda, who is probably the most important Rossini critic and conductor, and he is the founder of the Festival Rossiniano, Rossini Opera Festival, and is the editor, who edited all the critical editions of Rossini's operas. He was there, so he was there at the audition. So she sang an aria, and she was singing with much like emotional participation, very involved, very committed to it. And so at the end, Zedda told her, you know what, you should sing Rossini. Just the expressive part in Rossini comes out of the correct execution of the coloratura, of the transparent way you sing the coloratura.
The coloratura and the ornaments, right?
And the ornaments, right. So that's the real expressivity in Rossini. If you try to be expressive of yourself, like more expressive than it needs, it just doesn't work.
Infatti, la cosa che lui sottolineava, ed è poi sostanzialmente la grande differenza degli esecutori rossiniani rispetto al resto del repertorio, che appena l'esecutore, l'artista, mette troppa espressività, diventa non corretta, sporca, nonché difficile l'esecuzione di Rossini.
So, and the other thing he added is that in any case you want to put more expressivity.
Add your own expression.
Yes, add your passion. The coloratura and the ornament just they're not as transparent, as clean as they should be.
In sintesi, ciò che in Puccini sarebbe inespressivo, in Rossini è tutto condensato nella freddezza dell'esecuzione, che non è freddezza, ma è giusta espressività.
Giusta espressività.
To answer your question, what's the difference between Rossini and Puccini? What in Puccini would sound unexpressive, like cold.
And cold, yeah.
Yeah, in Rossini is the real expressivity. It's what you need. But you can't think of Puccini sang in that way.
Yeah, so let music speak for itself.
Right.
And the bel canto is in the way you are able to not only reproduce sound, but also how to execute passages in a clean manner.
That's what Alberto Zedda said. Sì. We don't know, but that's what he said.
No, ma io
trust them.
I do too.
Ho molti colleghi amici che eseguono Rossini da specialisti, e la differenza che riscontriamo cantando io tanto repertorio invece tardo romantico è proprio questo. Tutta l'espressività rossiniana è condensata nel bel canto vocale, avendo un'orchestrazione geniale. Nel resto del repertorio, soprattutto da Tardo Verdi in poi, è un insieme di espressività emotiva della vocalità che si può esprimere, è un insieme d'orchestra, un insieme di cose che sono molto più appassionate, come se fosse un po' più espressive, ecco, espressioniste.
So all the expression of Rossini is basically it's basically there. It's written, and it's the way you execute cleanly his vocal bel canto. So it's easy said, but it's very difficult to sing.
Right. Of course.
So the theory is easy, but the practice is very complicated.
Exactly.
Like all beautiful things in life. In fact, when they actually asked Horowitz, how can you play so fast? He said, I don't play fast. I play slow and clean. So it's basically what we are talking about. If it's clean and precise, then it's going to sound not only much better, but a lot faster and a lot more agile.
Right.
Yeah.
Ok.
Signori, purtroppo il tempo qui passa.
Yes. Time flows. Time flies, actually.
E noi dobbiamo salutarci.
Traducimi a me, maestro. Traducimi a me. Il tempo
Okay,
passa.
now I'm going to translate Domenico because he has like a moment of Italian nostalgia.
Esatto. Tu pratichi l'inglese, io pratico l'italiano. Traduci.
So now he practices Italian, I do practice English.
Bravissimo. Quindi il tempo vola.
Sì.
Time flies, or time flows, but flows away.
No, flies, c'è
It flies.
ragione. E adesso, prima di lasciarvi, ho un'ultima domanda.
So I have a last question before saying goodbye.
Esatto, e questo lo dico in inglese.
Okay.
If Cesare Depaulis and Teresa Romano didn't become the conductor and the singer that they are, questa è una domanda alla Marzullo. If they didn't become what they became, Maestra, what were you going to do in life?
I would probably be working in a bank, because when I started when I told my dad,
very similar with music, very similar.
Right. Yeah. Well, you need what is contained in the bank to make the music.
It's true. You go back to the basics, right?
Right. There's a lot of connection. Anyway, so my dad he used to work in a bank for all his life. So as a teenager, when I told him, Dad, I want to become a musician, he wasn't so happy. And then he tried to convince me for many years to accept a position in his bank.
Oh, okay.
Even after he retired, he said, you know what? I retired, but I still have the position for you there.
But
and I was like, well, thank you, Dad, but I want to be a musician. So if I didn't have that passion, I would probably be there.
Of course. Sure. If the position is still open, can I apply?
I don't know. I should ask because my dad is no longer.
Dopo il coronavirus l'avremmo voluto.
My dad is no longer there, so but I can ask the bank. I don't know.
Teresa, anche tu avresti lavorato in banca? You were going to work in a bank too?
In banca no, ma forse sarei diventato un avvocato perché mio papà.
Okay,
Sì.
so she would have become probably a lawyer, which is very similar to music also. Like,
È molto utile sapere qualcosa di...
well, you do need lawyers to do what we do, copyrights.
Exactly.
Things nice and kosher,
It's
it's a question that I always ask because it's fun to see what people's dreams were, but everyone is always giving me the same answer. If I didn't have the passion for, so we never decide to do. I want to become a millionaire. That's why I start singing. So that's not it. Probably everybody wants to become a millionaire, but the passion and the attraction to what we do is so strong that we don't really care about that million anymore, and we just have to follow una calamita, right?
Sì,
We have
non si può non seguire.
Esatto, you cannot not do it. And with that, e con questo vi saluto e vi ringrazio tantissimo. Siete due persone favolose. Avete
Ci manchi.
You are beautiful people. You always have a smile on your face, no matter what happens. It's just the positivity that comes out of you both is infectious.
Right. And remember that millions come after positivity. you gotta be positive if you want millions.
Exactly.
Think about it.
Right.
So, as soon as we are done with live, I'm gonna think.
You gotta meditate over that.
Grazie a te.
I love you both. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maestro. We miss you.
We miss you.
Bye, everybody who has been listening to us. Thank you, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.
It was a big pleasure.
Bye bye, everybody. Ciao. Ciao.